think we're okay now. I'm going to see. I'm going to check. This is always so much fun, the technology part, right? All right, so good. I think we're good. All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to wait for a few people to get on before we start our meditation. But just wanted to say good morning. Happy Saturday. It's been quite the month of October so far, for those of you who haven't noticed. It's been, for me, a lot of introspection and just coming into oneself more and more. Just really finding different things that appeal to me. What is it that I'm here to really do in the world? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, I had to get the rotation right, obviously. So this morning's meditation, what I decided to do as best as I can, as much as I can, is start to get more onto the videos with you guys and bring in the light of the angels, right? Just bring in this light. And I want to explain, for those of you who don't know my work and you might be tuning in for the first time, I am what you would call an angelic mystic or angelic physicist, and that means that I work with light frequencies specifically. I don't see angels as beings outside of us that are helping us as much as an activation of our own inner spirit, our own inner divinity, and our own inner soul connection to what is our source. That means your God, universal consciousness, whatever you want to call that. So I teach people how to connect. I teach people how to awaken to that divinity and own that divinity truly and be accountable for what they create in their life. So that's my work in the world. Some people call me the hug angel. I do, in my philanthropic nature, I guess you could say, occasionally put on big giant angel wings and go out and hug children and hug adults even. The inner child is important too, and bring more joy and the idea of lightness of being and not taking things so seriously, because I do tend to get serious with my my teachings, and so that's my way of bringing out my own little inner child, is to just hug children with these big wings on, and they're like, what? You know, I get really excited about it. So I'll do events and I'll just do special appearances sometimes as the Hug Angel. So you can find me as the Hug Angel on Facebook, and thehugangel.com, of course, is another way to find me and learn about what I'm doing there to create more of a light style, right? Get us into a lightness of being. So I want to kind of reiterate, it's not, this isn't a religious movement. This isn't something that, is a belief system per se, as a science of spirit. What I mean is getting into a place of connection. And so that's why I wanted to do more meditations with you guys and really bring forth this idea of connecting into our inner angel. So I'm going to be teaching something in person for those of you in Los Angeles next weekend, a week from tomorrow, Angel Hug Yoga. And what this is a unification of you and your inner divine nature, right? That angelic spirit. So again, angel, it's kind of interchangeable. So that means it's an angle of consciousness, an angle or spark of creative expression that's always transmuting, that's true too, transmissioning through you. Like, it's a transmission of living light that comes through you and all that you are and all that you are becoming in every moment. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you for like loving my hugs. It's awesome. Lisa actually hosted me at a beautiful photography gallery opening, or not opening, but basically a gallery where she was showcasing a lot of her photography. So thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to share before we start meditating here today, and I'm going to be doing a guided meditation for those of you who've never done guided meditation. Yes, I will be guiding you through the process of this journey of meditation. So if you're not really good at meditating, this is probably going to be a good practice for you. Good morning, Donna. And again, like I was saying, I'll be doing Angel Hug Yoga next week at the Brazil Cultural Center in Culver City, and you can find that event on, I think on the Hug Angel. I think you can find it also on, just thehugangel.com. It's the easiest place to find it. And book your spot, and I will be offering different ways to connect. One of the things I posted personally this morning was this idea of the 5G that's coming in. And I want to share this a little bit first as guidance from higher councils, that this is definitely a very serious situation that we have ourselves in with this 5G and the technologies that keep increasing in the world, and sometimes for the betterment and sometimes not. And this is one that I would say is definitely interfering with our frequency overall. You know, right now our phones are definitely something that give off certain frequency that interferes. So this is why meditation is more important than ever, and the type of meditation that I personally do, which is grounding in and bringing in light specifically, helps to mitigate some of that other type of artificial radiation or essence of frequency that comes into our systems from our technology. So this is the type of work that I do, is really bringing in a higher consciousness or a more refined level of light. And what I mean by light is through the imagination, you might experience certain light coming into your system. For those of you who are more clairsentient, claircognizant, clairvoyant, you might actually see light come through your system. It's all good. It's all good in the Angehood, as I like to say. The other thing to keep in mind with this type of meditation is it's really going to assist you, like I said, with this 5G or 3G even, anything that's coming into your body as frequency, you want to do your best to neutralize. So it's going to get you to a more neutral place in your life. So through these types of spiritual technologies or angelic physics, what I like to say is, what is your bounce rate? Are you running it really high and really low, right? This is almost the bipolar frequency, right? Where you're just like super high one day and then super depressed another day, right? And then other times you're like, like really, really fast, and you're not grounding in enough. You're not holding the light in. You're not holding your consciousness in place enough, long enough. You're just constantly going and cycling really, really rapidly. And then there's the more smooth kind of, you know, waves, right, that come through. Morning, Shishi. And these smooth waves, I would say, are more harmonic. That's when you come into a more balanced state. That's when you're more in harmony with the nature that surrounds you, with all that surrounds you, with the conditions you find yourself in. You're not responding and reacting to them so, you know, not violently, that's not the right word, but just you're not as reactionary. And so you're calmer, you're not hyper, right? You're just kind of, okay, everything's cool. And if you do have a dip, right, the idea is, how fast can you bounce back? What is your bounce rate? What is your bounce rate back into harmonic alignment? Harmonic alignment is one of the things that I teach as well. I like to jokingly, or the angels kind of brought it in as harmonic alignment light optimization, which is HALO for short, which I think is kind of fun. So when we're in harmony, right, we're getting into a place where the world conditions that surround us are not causing us to go into hyper reactionary, you know, states, or going into places where we are feeling a lot of anxiety or fear, right? And we, trust me, I know there's a lot in the world right now happening that people are going, what the hell's going on? And it can create a lot of fear in general. So my point is, when we come into meditation, when we come into a meditation specifically with high vibrational frequency, we get to harmonize our whole body, our whole system, like an operating system, and kind of think of it like Norton antivirus, right? That's what I'm like, I got that backwards, but Norton antivirus, you're just running the antiviral consciousness through your system. So you're clearing out any of those types of distortions, right, or static. Hi, sweetheart. I see everybody coming in. I just want to let you know I'm trying to stay in the flow of the stream of what I'm receiving. So again, for those of you who don't know my work, I'm what you call an angelic light stream, or a conscious channel. That means I'm always moving through and having these transmissions coming through, and I'm decoding them very quickly, like packets of light. And I know that might seem strange to some of you who are maybe not as familiar with metaphysics and what it means to be a metaphysician, but there's different levels of this. And so I'm always in stream, right? None of this is scripted. We're always just going and going and going. So thank you for joining. Thank you for coming into this circle this morning. I'm giving this kind of consultation, I guess you could say, or education a little bit from the angels, because I'm giving people time to gather. If you want to get a glass of water, you're welcome to do that. If you want to get a candle and burn a candle for your practice this morning, that's a beautiful thing to do to honor your own divinity. And what this is really is the art of self-devotion, okay? So what we are doing is devoting some time to self-love, devoting some time to ourselves. I'm just going to breathe it in, because again, when I'm in stream, I sometimes talk fast, so I'm going to try to slow it down, they're telling me. All right, so we're devoting some time to ourselves, to love ourselves, to give ourselves a beautiful hug, right? And what I mean by hug is hearts united with grace, okay? So for those of you who have not been aligned to grace, this is your chance to come into a space of grace. So what is grace? Grace is gratitude, grace is love, grace is understanding you are your own authority. That graceful authority within you is creating all that you richly deserve and desire. So we come into this feeling state, right? We take a breath. Take a breath to connect in. And we take a breath because the breath is carrying the information. The breath is what is informed and what is informing us in every moment with light. And again, light equates to consciousness, the higher intelligence that might not be running with the ego in mind, but running with, our heart and our love and self-love in mind and in heart. So what I know is the heart is the way, right? I'm launching a new program soon called The Way of the Magdalene, or Magdalene Mastery. And the Magdalene represents the magnetic heart. And it also represents the amygdala within the mind that manages all of the cranial nerves that come off of your mind, of your brain. And these cranial nerves are informing everything. So if you look at it in even religious context, if you look at it to the Bible, in reality, the Magdalene was known as the apostle to the apostles. And the amygdala is the manager of all the other nerves that inform or spread the word of light through the body, right? So this is just another way of allegorically looking at some of our belief systems and unpacking them in a different way and looking at them from a little different angel angle, I like to say. So what I know in this practice is we are getting into this magnetic state, right? When we come into our heart, when we get into the grace of our heart and we claim our own divinity and our own authority, we're not looking for Superman to save us or someone to come down and heal us or save us or any gurus. We become our own guru. We become our own way shower. We become our own center of all knowingness or gnosis. And that all is in the heart. But what I'm going to tell you is a lot of when I work with clients is getting them into the heart because they've had a lot of trauma or drama, or they carry a lot of grief and a lot of suffering on a regular basis because they can't let past memories go or past things go, and everything in the past is no longer here, right? So when we get into our heart, it's a different sense of mind, right? We're very used to the mind, the conscious mind that wants to control everything and keep us safe, and that's all ego-driven, that's all survival-driven, and that's normal. You gotta pay the bills, and we get this. But there's another mind, there's another operating system that really needs some attention sometimes. And the only way I find, or the greatest way I find, is to go in to connect and imagine yourself in your heart and to imagine light informing that space and clearing it out. Kind of like you're like a Swiffer duster picking up things, you just need to clear that off sometimes. So what we're going to be doing is really clearing out any of that debris, any of that distortion that you've accumulated over the week. There's been a lot going on in the news. There's been a lot of trauma happening with people. I've seen it through all my clients. And I really want to offer this offering as a way to just come back into center, come back into the knowing of who you are, coming into the deep state, that sovereign state that is free from all the external and knows exactly what it is and who it is. Okay? So, thank you for joining me here this morning. We're going to get started here in a moment. I'm just going to give you a few more seconds to kind of gather some water, because you definitely are going to want to have some water when you get out of this. What I do as an alchemist and what I do as a broadcast or transmitter station for very high frequencies of light, very high consciousness, is actually you might feel some energy come into your system. Remember, we are in a quantum field, so anything that is intentional, it's like the butterfly effect, it's hitting everybody. So my intention here today is to assist people in shifting and moving out of the denser frequencies that they might be holding and getting them into at least a neutral state, if not a higher elevated joyful state. So one of those states are the goal. And so through this collective intention and through the intention of everybody here gathered with me, what we're going to do is amplify that frequency. And when we amplify that frequency, we are amplifying it not only who's here live, and we keep getting people coming in and out wondering what this is, But we're also going to see that it gets amplified over the next probably 24, 48 hours as people find this video and watch it on demand. And when I post it onto YouTube, potentially, it'll get enhanced and amplified even more. So what I would like you to do first and foremost, before we go into the meditation, is understand that you can set, right, a certain intention. If there's something that you would like to magnetically draw in through this heart space, this beautiful heart, if you would like to set an intention for yourself or for another, I want you to imagine that we are all in council here. We are all the beautiful nation of light. We're a council of light. And you can set an intention and a prayer for someone who might be in the hospital, or maybe they're sick or moving through a challenge, or maybe it's yourself. Yes, absolutely. Lots of hearts. Thank you on that. And bring in that love, bring in the hearts, bring in the intention to place them in the center of our circle, because this is a circle. And we are going to place them there and allow them to feel this love that's coming to them, right? Just give them permission at the higher levels, as we know everything's one, right? We're all one consciousness. But give it permission to have this healing as well and have this shift happen for them as well. So I just want to invite everybody to kind of think for a moment, if there's anybody in your life, maybe it's yourself, who needs a little bit of extra love and attention and elevation of spirit. So just breathing into that and just imagining, again, going into your imagination, that you can place them there for you and for them. Beautiful. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you, love. Thank you, Lisa. I believe that's Lisa. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. All right, so we're just going to start with an Om, okay? So we're going to go into Om. Now, you're going to say it at home privately, or you can just say it in your mind with us if you don't want to, if you have people around you and you don't want to necessarily do that. But what this does is it brings us into a universal tone of harmony. Now, one of the things I want to teach you guys really quick is something I call an Angelic Dream Key. And the Angelic Dream Key that aligns to the higher consciousness, it's like the Red Bull of angels, I call it, is Omayel, and it carries Om in its name, right? And Omayel is a very ancient key or instrument of harmony that you ultimately can move through your body over and over and over again, right? Just repeating Omayel, Omayel, Omayel in your mind. And that intention alone will start to move this frequency into your body and tune you like an instrument. So if you think of yourself like a harp, right, you're going to use one key at a time that you tune with these meditations, these types of Angelic Dream Key meditations. Yes, Sandy, I know, we love the Dream Keys. Sandy's in my Angehood, so she gets to learn a lot about the Dream Keys. But these tones, these keys, right, they move through you, and then eventually you harmonize the whole system, because each of these keys has a certain frequency tone, similar to the 528 hertz, in this case, Om, right, would align to that. But they have different tones to allow you to come into harmony. And when I say allow you, I mean you are giving permission to yourself by doing this practice. That's what I mean by that. And so when you practice with them, it brings you into harmony or harmonic alignment. So Omayel is one for depression that's really good. So if you have a lower state, if you find yourself struggling to get out of bed in the morning and you're like, ugh, I don't even want to be here, Omayel is a beautiful mantra, if you will, or key to start toning into the mind. You can also tone it externally. Hi, Dallas. And essentially move it into your field as a frequency. So it's a frequency harmonizer, basically. So when you move with it into the mind and you start to meditate with it on a daily basis, and I would recommend doing it only in the mornings, by the way, because like I said, it gives you a lot of energy. It is a tonic alchemizer, okay? As I've even been talking about it, it's starting to harmonize certain aspects of me. So hold on. Get my little Starfire water. I don't know if you guys have seen Starfire. My friend Jeffrey is the owner of that. Okay. So when we work with Omayel, you are working with this energy frequency that's very high vibrational, and what it's going to do is it's going to calibrate the toning instrument of who you are, so that when you go out in the world, you have more energy, you feel better, you're in a higher state of consciousness, and you essentially can then manifest and materialize more. So it's an excellent dream key to work with for manifestation. So for those of you who are really looking to magnetize into your world different conditions than you currently find yourself in, and you want to harmonize your heart to be the best, strongest magnet it can be, kind of like Iron Man, right? It's just that beautiful light that just wants to draw everything in. Omael is a really beautiful key to start doing that, okay? Another one I want to give you guys, because I'm feeling there's just a few of you that are definitely struggling financially and are a little bit in the survival mode. And what I'm going to say is, when we're in the frequency of survival, it's harder to manifest a bit, I'll be honest, because you're static. You're kind of static because you're like, oh my God, I got to pay the bills, right? So we want to move of harmony into the system that neutralizes the static. So that is in alliance more toward the frequency of wealth and the frequency of success. And my favorite, which is really easy to remember, is Poyel. I know it sounds kind of funny, Poi, but Poyel, right? Poyel, Poyel, Poyel. So you can work Poyel into the system, and that too will harmonize you to a higher state of wealth and success, essentially, as an intention at the frequency level. Okay, so I gave you guys a little bit of education today on the Angelic Dream Keys. Again, you're welcome to learn more. AngelicAcademy.com is where you can find more information on those. All right, so here we go. So we're going to start our meditation now. It's going to be a guided meditation. This means you don't have to watch me. You're going to go internal now. This is your time. So the best thing to do is just to kind of close your eyes and tune into your heart and go into that space within. And what I want you to visualize when you go into your heart is a beautiful room. And this room can be very calming to you, ideally, right? It can be just a very simply furnished room, just like a white room, really, with very minimal kind of furniture around you. It might be a beautiful room full of plants. However you see it, this is your heart. This is your heart sanctuary. So just close your eyes with us. We're just starting meditation for those just joining. Perfect timing. And we're going to go into the heart and take a deep breath into the space. Visualize ourselves sitting in a beautiful seat in this space. And I'm closing my eyes with you for a moment. Just visualize yourself, and we're all going to start by saying Om, okay? So here we go. We're just going to say Om together. Om. Okay, one more time. Om. This final time, I'm going to go a little higher. Dog's here. She's like, what's she doing, Mom? All right, so we're just coming into this space, feeling in your heart, knowing that this is your time for you. This is your time to be in your presence. This is your time to honor your own divinity. And so what we're going to do now is just go through a guided meditation of light. And this light consciousness that's going to come through you, understand what I'm doing right now is I am picking up my dog because she's sitting here looking. So she's going to join us. Hi, this is Shanti for those of you who want to peek. This is Shanti. Hi, Shanti. Say hi. Hi. Okay. The Oms kind of get her excited, I'll be honest. So, okay, so we're going to go into the light. This light frequency that we are transmitting now, understand I am going to serve as an instrument of light. I'm going to bring this consciousness through, and they're going to guide me. And when I say they, that means the higher conscious councils that I work with are going to guide us in this meditation to bring this light frequency through all elements of who we are. So just imagine yourself in your room, and there is a door. And we're going to go through this door, and you're going to find yourself walking through this door and finding yourself outdoors in nature. So see yourself walking a path, a beautiful path, and it may be a path toward a beach or a stream, but some type of body of water. And I'm going to let you choose what nature you're in at this moment. I want to have you see yourself walking toward the body of water, whether that be the ocean or whether that be a stream, your choice. And as you keep walking forward, What do you notice along your path? Maybe you notice some other beings of nature, some other sentient beings around you. Something along the path, along the way. Maybe there's a butterfly flying. Just see whatever is around you. Really sense into the space of nature. For it is nature that connects you to the higher consciousness of who you are. And now find yourself seated now next to the stream. So just sit down, find a comfortable place, and imagine yourself sitting down next to the stream or ocean, wherever you find yourself, next to the body of water. I'm going to lower that volume, meant to do that earlier. And just imagine yourself next to this body of water, and we're going to allow now light to come in. So you might see sparkles of light on the water. Maybe you're watching a sunset or a sunrise. However you visualize that is perfect. But we are connecting to the power of your solar center, your power of light. And this recharges your solar plexus and all of the chi energy and prana that wants to come into your body. Think of yourself like a battery. You want to recharge. And this is the fastest way to do so. So we're going to have that light come in. And my dog's finally settled down. Thank you, Shanti. Just feeling that energy. So again, with your eyes closed, imagine this light is just coming in through your third eye. Your third eye is just right at your forehead, right at the center of your forehead, going into the center of your mind. And now bringing that light into the center of your mind, at your pineal gland, your third eye, activating, recharging, centering, harmonizing this powerful chakra or arc. And so just seeing a beautiful color, you might see an indigo or a blue showing up in your third eye now. And just imagine this light swirling around, cleansing and clearing all elements of your thinking mind. So again, just keeping your eyes closed and visualizing in what I call your inner movie screen now. Just a beautiful reflection of who you are. Seeing yourself just gazing into beautiful light sparkles on the water or light coming from the sun. Cleansing and clearing all that you are, all that you've been thinking about, and letting go of the day, letting go of all of the consciousness right now, and just seeing the light. Focusing on the light. And then moving that light slowly down. We're going to start moving this light through your body as a cleansing agent. So it's going to stay in the frequency of an indigo violet color, okay? And this indigo violet is going to represent two frequencies simultaneously. The violet light stream, which is a cleansing agent, which is a transmuter or an alchemy frequency, and the ultraviolet, which is the revealer. The ultraviolet reveals all that is static and distorted in your body, in your mind, and in your etheric levels. And when we are focusing it on the central channel of your being, which would follow your spinal column or follow your chakra column, we are focusing on the central database, really, of who you are. And knowing that that is clearing and tracing back to all elements of who you are in any dimensional format of who you are. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, that's totally okay. Your subconscious and your higher conscious mind does. So as we move this beautiful indigo violet from the center of your mind down, we want to pause first at your eyes. This is going to be a format of helping you clear eyes from blurry vision or static or disharmonic, thank you, vision. And this vision sometimes can get blurry because we're unwilling to see certain changes that are happening. So we're bringing this in first, and you might see your eyes or feel your eyes get a little tingle of energy. That's normal. And I'm going to do an eye activation right now. And this eye activation, basically what that means is as you gaze upon your world, your worldly conditions, you start to neutralize or harmonize them. And the statement to activate this yourself, and we're just going to set this into your subconscious right now and allow you to know this intuitively, is, may all that I gaze upon be blessed. And what this directive or command into your system means is, may all that I gaze upon be brought back to balance, be brought back to neutral, be brought back to the love that it truly is. And when you are in the supermarket, when you are out driving, when you are anywhere in the world, anything that you gaze upon, you can just activate this, may all that I gaze upon be blessed. And you'll see or feel or know or sense that this light is around you, and you can just send this light, almost like Superman, right? Just sending light out of his eyes. You just send this light into the world. And when you gaze upon another, you can bless them with that gaze. So it's a beautiful practice of just intention, to know that you are an instrument of love in every moment, and you have the opportunity to bring that love to people, places, and things in any moment. So that is now anchored in your system, and we are allowing this light now to start to move from the eyes into the sinuses, into the face, bringing in frequencies of rejuvenation, clearing out those frowns, clearing out anything that is holding you back from radiating your fullness, your full beauty, your full radiance at every level. So just imagine this light just saturating all levels of your face, rejuvenating, and moving it now down into your throat chakra. And the throat chakra is a space of power of what we speak, the power of our word. We speak our conditions into form, often without realizing it, often unconsciously. So what are we saying to ourselves and to others? Something to think about. So right now we are going to calibrate and harmonize our voice to be a powerful instrument of change and alchemy through what we speak, through our very word. One of the aspects of the way of the Magdalene is, I am the word. The word is law, and the law is one. And that means that essentially all that we are constantly in connection with others. There is no separation from ourselves and our source. And we are interacting with that, we are in interface with that all the time. So through this process, we are just activating the throat chakra to forgive itself for anything that it has spoken that might have had more of a lower or denser or what you might call a negative frequency, and clearing, cleansing, and releasing through this beautiful light. And just imagine that light saturating your vocal cords, your throat, your neck. Oftentimes, if you have neck issues or the back of the neck, you feel like you've been held back by the scruff of the neck. This is a concept of thought, that you're being held back. So we're releasing anything that might be holding you back from speaking your truth. Others might feel like they have a stranglehold on their throat, like something's holding them back from speaking their truth from the front of their throat, and they might even have thyroid issues. This can be coming in from other conscious belief or unconscious belief systems, or even past lives, if you believe in past lives or parallel lives, really. This can be coming from past persecution for speaking your truth. So we are now fully harmonizing, clearing, and releasing any of those conscious levels of belief at the quantum level through this power of violet and ultraviolet. So we're just swirling that around the throat and clearing, cleansing, and releasing. If you find yourself yawning, coughing, any of that, that's normal. Alright, so we're going to now just allow this to fully flow down and just have this light saturate now through our chest, all across the chest. And this is it going to include the thymus gland. The thymus is really important because the thymus is your immune system regulator. This regulates the alliance between all elements of your immunity, what keeps you alive at the physical level. This is also called your higher heart. I call it the angelic heart chakra, and it aligns to the collective consciousness of the we are. So many are familiar with the I am that I am, but did you know about the we are who we are? And so the who we are who we are is this area of the physical. But what it is a much more powerful collective consciousness that's all around you. It is what's informing you at the multidimensional level. It's the multidimensional aspects of who you are that are working through you all the time. This would be also called your angelic councils. So when we tune into this we are, this alliance, we are tuning into the universal light of consciousness and beginning to enter into what I call our diamond heart. This is the apex of that. It is like two pyramids base to base, one upright and one inverted. So this upright apex, or top of the pyramid of the diamond, is your first entry point into this powerful magnetic field of who you are. And it holds a lot of information. And it is also a gateway to consciousness that you might not be familiar with. Science is starting to prove the power of the heart, but there are a lot of metaphysical levels that they haven't gotten to yet that I'm going to be teaching. And so you're going to get a little glimpse of that today by just acknowledging this space. And now as we flow this beautiful, beautiful violet light, we're just going to allow it to just naturally flow down the shoulders, releasing the shoulders, dropping the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders, and down the arms, and out the hands, and allowing that energy to come out of your hands. And what that's going to do is it's going to start filling up your etheric field, or what I call your sovereign field. And this light field is your energy body that is permeating all around you like a sphere, okay? Your sphere of influence and confluence, and that interface between you and everybody else. So we want to clear out any static distortion or thoughts that you might have swiffered up in there too, because we pick up a lot. We do as we move through the day and surround ourselves with other people especially. We pick up a lot of information, so we want to cleanse and clear that as best as we can. Okay, so we're just going to allow that to flow in there automatically. You don't need to focus on it, but just know that that's going to be continuously flowing into your sphere, and that's going to fill up and reveal and release whatever's in that as well. All right, beautiful. Bringing our attention now back to our diamond heart, the space of energy right at the center of you, your soul spark, if you will. And if you notice in our collective culture, we get a lot of energy like Care Bears, speak from this space, and Iron Man, and other formats in our consciousness. But what I'm going to tell you here is it's a very powerful interface. It is the most powerful aspect of who you are. It is the first cell that is formed when you are an embryo. And there's a reason for that. Because it creates a magnetic field. And this magnetic field draws to you all that you are creating through your emotional mental complex, and especially your feeling state. So we're moving into the space now, and in the center space is your heart itself, the physical heart. And your heart chakra, or arc as I prefer to call it, this arc of consciousness is a powerful frequency field. So just fill it up with this beautiful violet indigo light. Imagine it's just getting cleansed and cleared. And just feel that energy come in and swirl around it, releasing any grief, releasing any past hurts, past trauma, past pain, any trespasses against you, anything that felt unfair or unjust, anything that is needing to be recalibrated back to immaculate love, which is the only tone that the universe delivers. It truly is the only abundance that is always flowing to us and just creating different elements of conditions. So just feel this energy coming in now, radiating all around your heart. And this is a space that as it becomes clearer and clearer to you and you become more and more connected to it, you come into a state of I know what I know. The inner knowing, the clear cognizance or clear knowing that many of us are starting to understand more fully. So as we move into this space, we're just allowing this heart to come back into fullness, come back into wholeness, your holy nature truly within. Just feeling that energy, moving all that is blocking it from this, moving it out, releasing and letting go, letting it all go. Okay, good. You can just imagine that this energy will continue to surround your heart throughout the remainder of this beautiful session today, but just know that you can activate this at any moment just by putting your hand on your heart and visualizing this love coming in. All right, so as we move down further, we're going to now enter the lower portion of our diamond heart complex, and this is the other pyramid that's inverted. And again, these are expanded right now because we are filling them up. And this lower apex, the one that's upside down, rests within your solar plexus. And the solar plexus is your power center. This is the I am that I am consciousness. I'm alive, I am here, I am present, I am worthy. I am on purpose and in purpose, right? So this energy that is always informing you with light, the solar energy of who you are, the central light that you are, right, is coming in now and radiating up into the heart as we are moving this indigo violet down into it. And so there's going to be a kind of a commingling of these energies right now within your solar plexus. And it's just radiating, and it's going to be bringing an energy field in so that you can really power up the system and bring in such high conscious light within your body, within all elements of who you are. So just knowing that we are bringing this energy into our solar plexus, and this energy is right below the rib cage, right at your stomach, okay? So for those of you who sometimes feel that gut instinct and that energy that says, ooh, something doesn't feel right, this is that energy that is hitting your power center, and your power is getting kind of distorted, right, for that moment, and you're feeling drained potentially from power in that moment. So it's a gut instinct that we call it oftentimes, but in this case what I'm speaking to is your frequency field. So your frequency is getting hit. You might hear my dog in the background. She's kind of chasing her tail because the energies, as these energies come in, she gets excited. So apologize for that. All right, so as this energy comes into your solar plexus, cleanses and cleans it and clears it, we are going to know that the I am that I am is fully empowered, right? And bringing this energy now into our space, we're expanding it into all areas of our body, right? We're expanding it and getting it through every single cell of our being, because our heart is now fully saturated. And the heart, again, your blood travels through the heart every 2 minutes, so it's just going to be informing, right? It's informing every blood cell with this energy. As the blood travels through, every cell is getting saturated with this beautiful light. So as we know this, we go within, we visualize this violet light going deeper, deeper, deeper into our cells. And we also now travel it down into our sacral chakra, or our sacral center, or arc. This energy of arc. The reason I call them arcs, by the way, is they have an electrical nature. Okay, so we're bringing it down now into this space. And this is going to clear out any of your static relating to your creative power, that creative nature of who you are. So we're clearing this out, any leftover thoughts, creative energies and expressions that are just sitting in that space. Just letting it go. Anything you're holding on to emotionally that you might have kind of gotten, again, attached to, right? Just letting it go, revealing, release, reveal and release. That's what we're doing. And that's going to move through all of your organs now in your torso, between your solar plexus and your sacral. You're covering the majority of your organs in your torso. Saturating your liver, cleansing that. Saturating your kidneys and cleansing those. Your adrenals and recharging those. Your pancreas and balancing that. Your gallbladder. Your spleen, bringing energy and support to all of these organs that work so tirelessly for you. Your appendix and all of your intestinal organs and colon, all of this area, all your digestive system, all organs and suborgans and supporting organs, however we want to say it, are getting fully cleansed, cleared, and restored in this moment. All right, so just allowing that energy to move now further down into your sacrum and your root chakra, your root arc. And the energy that's here is about grounding in and about your security and about those elements of who you are that are really feeling empowered to be alive. And when we're ungrounded, when we're often in our higher chakras, we're really happy to be in the higher states of consciousness. We don't seem to be so happy walking the planet right now. So what we want to do is balance that and know that it's safe to be alive. It's safe to be on this planet. This planet loves us, supports us, and in turn we are grateful and love and support her by bringing our light to her presence. And so what we know is we're just moving this energy deep into our root chakras. Now for any of you who might have had any trespasses within your womb area, we'll call it, which is the energy that is sexually active, right? What we want to know is we are forgiving. And we are going into a clean slate right now. We're removing, cleansing, and clearing out any of these static distortion frequencies that we're still holding on to, that might be holding us back from knowing our power. For women out there, you are powerful beyond all measure and belief. Remember who you are. Remember there is no one on this planet that can take anything away from you, truly at the higher levels of consciousness. Your physical body may have gone through some things, but your emotional and frequency levels can always be recharged, restored to their full capacity. So it's like getting reset. So we're moving this energy in to reset that now for all humanity, because we are all one. And we're moving this energy through our sacrum and down now, both sides of your legs, okay? So imagine that it's kind of splitting or forking off there and going down each leg now. And it's going down into the knees that support you. If you have any knee issues, definitely spend some extra time visualizing this beautiful indigo violet, just saturating your knee joints, the muscles and tendons around your knees, and then just moving it further down the legs, okay? And just moving it into the calves, the shins, and down into your ankles, again, your feet supporting you, walking the planet. And then out the bottoms of your feet, again, there's 2 chakra points out the bottoms of your feet. And then you just allow this light to flow out the bottoms of your feet and fill up your sphere some more with this energy. And now by now you should have a complete bubble of light around you that is indigo violet. And every aspect of who you are, the skin, your hair, all of it, every aspect, every organ is all saturated in this beautiful violet light. The cleansing and transmuting frequency is releasing all that no longer serves you, releasing, cleansing, clearing anything of decay or destruction out of your system now. And now I want you to imagine a sphere of light coming in from the top of your head, like just hovering above you, about a foot above you, your 8th chakra. This beautiful sphere of light is the diamond light. You can call it the diamond sun if you'd like. And this energy is just floating above your head, and it is going to start radiating down and washing over you, over your entire system, a beautiful restorative energy I call the diamond light. And then we want to imagine that coming in through the crown of the crown chakra, which is at the top of the head, and just pouring down like beautiful elixir of light down through your body, restoring all of your cells, restoring everything that you are with the frequency of your source. This is the energy of highest consciousness, of universal creation, the God, Goddess, however you speak it. It's all the same. Whatever works for you, use that. But it is what is supporting you, and it is what is healing you in every way. And it is the self-healing mechanism as you activate this within all of your cells. You're allowing it to come in and saturate every single cell, filling up what I call, again, that diamond heart, that beautiful diamond pyramid, base to base, right, 2 pyramids. You can kind of see it as a diamond on a playing card, if you like visuals, right in the center of your being. And it's going to be charging that up. It's going to be lighting you up from the inside out, recharging you fully, and radiating in all directions, and cleansing and clearing in all directions. And I want you to imagine this diamond light just flowing all the way down your chakra center, that tube that follows your spinal column, and just beaming like a laser down now into the earth, and gifting the earth with beautiful diamond radiance as well, supporting her in her healing, assisting her through her contractions called earthquakes, and through her detoxification, through her storms, and all that she is as our mother that loves us. Just seeing this beautiful diamond light now cascading over your shoulders and all around your body, and relaxing all of you, and restoring all of you back into perfect harmony. Harmony with all of life, harmony with your family, your friends, everyone you come in contact with. You are fully recharged and restored to be the brightest light in the room. And the more that you can hold this frequency, the more you are in assistance to others. You are in service to others just by being in their presence alone. And so just knowing this and owning this part of you, owning this really special part of you, your inner child specialness that's innocent and pure and love only. That is what you are aligning to now. So bringing this energy fully in and radiating it out. Fully restored, and all of your chakras now are fully saturated with this beautiful diamond light, every single chakra and arc, and they're connecting now like a bridge from one to another to another. I call this bringing in your archangel element. And this template of creation is powerful, powerfully magnetic as a collective within yourself. So bringing this energy through and connecting you to yourself is my mission, my greatest love, and my greatest service. So just feeling yourself back into your body, coming back into the center of your heart, coming back into the room now with me, coming back into the consciousness of this space. If you want to open your eyes, you're welcome to open your eyes. And I want you to imagine now that your diamond heart, this diamond heart complex we mentioned earlier, the 2 pyramids, one upright, one inverted, and they're base to base, we're going to now move them together. They're going to kind of collapse into each other. This creates a very sacred symbol known as the Merkaba. And this is also like a stargate or star portal. You can kind of think of it like that. And it creates a spin state. So we're just going to ask our higher selves to correct the spin state of our diamond heart or diamond chakra. We're going to bring that into alliance with all beings everywhere that are of the highest light. And we're just going to set the intention now that within this space we are holding a certain intention for ourselves to make manifest for the next week. So what is it that you desire to bring into your life? What is it that you see as occurring in your life? I just want you to see that for a moment. You can close your eyes briefly and imagine it in your mind, and then just drop it into this beautiful heart space and allow it to spin and inform your entire field. And know that that will serve as an interface between you and the world. There's a deeper practice of diamond heart magnetics that I teach as part of Angelic Academy that I do get deeper into, but this is at least kind of like a little bit of a taste of that. And just knowing that you can manifest quickly to you when you hold this harmonic alignment. Now, bringing us back to full circle, what I want to remind everybody is your Angelic Dream Keys that you can work with are OMIL for energizing in the morning only, and Poyel for wealth and abundance. And these you can mantra with for about 20 minutes a day quietly in the mind. You take about 30 seconds to quiet the mind. You just start mantraing the keys, and then you repeat them over and over in the mind is what I mean by that. And then you let that go and take about 2 minutes to come back into full consciousness. And that sets you up for a beautiful day. And Poyel is really beautiful to work with right before bed. And you can also ask your higher self, or your angels, if you want to call them that, what do you need to know that is blocking you, perhaps, from having full abundance? And then you use Poyel as the key into that consciousness, and you see what shows up. So you might set an intention before your meditation with these keys to give you some guidance, right? And they might deliver within your mind's eye, within your imagination, some answers for you. And that comes from your subconscious, right? Your superconscious, subconscious holds all sorts of information for you. So it's just another way of accessing that. Okay, so I want to just draw a couple cards really quick. Love giving a little guidance. So I want to ask whoever's left on the call or on the video, I'm used to saying call in the Angehood, but whoever's left, we're going to do a little brief Q&Angels for whoever there. I'm going to do a one-card draw for those who want one. So just put up like a little bit like me or some kind of indication like, yes, please, I want one. And I'll do what I can to bring in a little bit of guidance as promised. I feel all buzzy now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Okay, so let's see if there's any cards coming in. And if not, if there's nobody who wants a specific card for themselves, then I'm going to draw forth a card for the collective and for the week and just see what comes in. Angel of Healing. Okay, so the Angel of Healing is the card for the week for everybody. I don't know what light can be seen there. Okay, Lisa, I'll get to you as well. Thank you. Ange, hi Ange. All right, so the Angel of Healing is pretty self-explanatory, but this card actually came up quite a bit in the Angehood this past weekend. What I know is we are getting a lot of healing support right now from the higher consciousness. There's a lot of energy coming in to support us because we have been going through a lot this year for many of you, as you know. It's been not easy for a lot of the cycles have been pretty intense. We've been getting a lot of solar flares, the magnetic field, getting hit with a lot of different energy as well. So when our planet is being hit with so much frequency, we get hit with so much frequency. And so what I want you to know is that there is other frequency coming in to support us, and that's what you would call the Angels of Healing. So they're just reminding us to stay in that place of consciousness that is connected to that support, and to believe and have faith that that support does exist for us. Because faith is a frequency in and of itself. It's a powerful frequency. And it doesn't mean you have to apply it in a religious context. But what I would say is I would highly recommend having faith in yourself, that you are a powerful manifester, you are a powerful creator. So I love that. I love that the reminder is Angels of Healing. Okay, so I'm going to see what card is coming up for Lisa. I know I saw her saying she'd like one. If there's anybody else that's still watching that would like one live, let me know. I will pull a card for you. So let's see what the angels want to tell Lisa. Ooh, Chakra Balancing Angel. This is a gorgeous card. Check this one out. Really beautiful. So I think that really resonates with what we just did, actually, Lisa. So you just got chakra balance, girl. So there you go. Again, angels are angles or templates of who we are. So they just represent aspects or archetypes of who we are. The archangels are archetypes. And when you look in any of the mystery traditions, even in, like, for instance, in the Hindu traditions, right, you're going to have deities, right, like Shiva and Vishnu and all these types. Basically, oh good, we have some takers now, good. They all represent archetypes, and they're angles of who we are. So just know that when you are connecting to these archetypes, to be conscious about it and what they represent, because you're activating an element of who you are, right? And it goes way back in our bloodlines, I guess you could say, of people who have believed in these things for eons. And whether you believe in angels or whether you believe in deities or you believe in any of these things anymore, or ascended masters or any of it, it's kind of irrelevant, I'll be honest with you. As a mystery teacher, I know that even the words can activate elements of who we are at a frequency level and a blood level, because there's DNA in our blood that responds to that. So it's a deeper mystery and understanding of who we are when we get into these teachings. But what I know is, whether you believe in it or not, if you just hear the words sometimes, it can have an effect on your system. So just be aware of that when you're working with any of these conscious levels. Ooh, Sandy, you got Angel of Abundance, girl. Look at you. Go. And I will offer that up to everybody today, since we did our beautiful meditation on abundance specifically. And manifesting and clearing all the distortions that block us from it. So there you go. Just confirmation. Yeah, just making room for that. They're just telling me make more room for that. Really get in alignment, which we did today. So perfect. And you can watch this again and again. But the abundance is coming, girl. So just know that. And just keep holding the knowing. The knowing is, half the battle sometimes. All right, who is next in line? Let me just check, because I want to just go back. I think it was Daniel. So we're going to come to Daniel, see which card comes up, and then Wendy. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. So many angels come in when we're on these calls together, because you guys have your own. And I know this is we're going to go into the other type of angelology and belief systems, but angels are consciousness, right? Conscious beings of light that you can believe in or not believe in. I'm not attached to any of it. But what I'm going to say is, what I know, having worked with them now for over 13 years, I guess you could say, is there's a definite consciousness that's communicating to me all the time. And I see it confirmed and validated all the time. So my belief, because I've worked with it, has been really come into knowing, right? And so Daniel, I see Angel of Travel for you. Look at that. So I don't know if you're planning a trip, wanting to go on a trip, or thinking about traveling, or nomadic living, or any of those types of levels of consciousness coming into you. But the Angel of Travel is definitely coming in to support that. To support that that assemblage, they're saying to me, assembling the right conditions for you to be able to step into that. So set that intention. If that's something that you haven't thought about, maybe start thinking about it. And if you're already doing that, definitely let me know, little hearts or something, if this resonates. But if you're thinking of doing that, then definitely you are supported in that process. So hopefully that resonates. I'm glad it does. Sounds like it does. Good. All right, so Wendy, coming to you. All these Q and Angel portions, always so much fun. Okay. Angel of Patience. Miss Wendy, Angel of Patience. So I don't know what you're waiting on, if there's something that you've been looking to create. But the Angel of Patience is coming in. And, patience is an interesting one, because there is no time, really. I mean, there's the time of our creation. But the Angel of Patience is really allowing us to stay more in our flow state, to stay in the flow with what is happening, and stay in the acceptance and the surrender and the trust more. Because when we are in trust, we know that all is entrusted to us. And so the Angel of Patience is just reminding you to let go a little bit more, allow, make room. And if it's something that you embody, then it's saying good job. If you're already there, and I'm just speaking to you from a place of this is already you, then it's just confirming, like, great job at holding your patience and just being in the flow state. So one of those two is what's resonating, but the idea is acknowledging that aspect of self that is patience and capable of being more patient. Because when we come into patience, we are in our sovereign state. We are free of all limitations and constructs of belief and conditions. We are free of all measurements of time, right? When we are in our sovereign state. If you want to learn more about the sovereign statements and so forth, by the way, Angelic Academy, just get in touch with me there, or stephanielodge.com. I teach privately, or I teach via the Academy, via the Angehood, these concepts. But my point is, your patience is a frequency as well. And so when we are really impatient, we are actually repelling instead of magnetizing to us. It's a repellent frequency. So it's important to learn which frequencies are drawing to you and which are repelling from you, right? Or pulling away from you. So patience is a good one that you're getting supported with right now. So hopefully that resonates, Wendy. Okay, so let's see who was next. Ange, I think that was it. And you're going to be like my last angel. Perfect, because you have a little bit of the angel angle in your name. All right, so here we go. Let's see what do the angels want Ange to know. And for those of us that are just still gathered, I want to honor all of you for staying gathered in this circle, in this council, and holding the amplification of light. It's important to do that for everybody. So thank you if you were able to hold the light and stay on board the angel bus. All right, so here we go. Oh, we're getting some good ones today, guys. Angel of manifestation. Look at that. So you definitely got a lot. Definitely got a lot out of this meditation if you were with us during the meditation, and if not, you can go back and listen to it and definitely get in alignment and harmonize to it. So angel of manifestation, yeah, new job, new home, anything new coming in, right? So I would say new love. I mean, it's all here. Whatever's in your field. Yes, of course it's short for angelic, and that makes sense. Whatever's in your field that you have been focused on intently. One of the things that I'm getting is focus on one thing, right? It's the idea that if we chase 5 rabbits, we catch none, or chase 2 rabbits and catch none. You have to pick a rabbit. So I say this all the time in the Angehood. Just pick one thing that is your heart's desire in this moment and focus on that fully, and you'll manifest it that much faster versus diluting your energy to try to manifest 5 things, right? So if there's a little bit of the angelic distraction, distortion going on, or that ADD, the other ADD, it's just saying come into alignment with the one thing, place it in that diamond heart chakra, and really radiate it into your system, and stay focused fully on that, right? And put a lot of energy into that before you move on to something else, to make sure you're anchoring that intention. It's really clear. And if it's the priority especially, just make sure you're really focused on that one thing that's the priority. I often tell my clients, when I'm working with clients, if they want all these different things, and there's all sorts of stuff that's happening to them, their health is not happening, their relationship's not happening, I always say focus on abundance first. Where's your abundance at? Because the abundance is going to reflect how much love we have for ourselves, how much love is coming into us as the money frequency, right, is going to reflect fully how much we're loving ourselves. And oftentimes we get caught up in the rat race and the constant spin state of I got to do survival mechanism mode, which is ego, survival. And when we're in that state, we spin out everything that's trying to come in, and it's static frequency. So if abundance is where people are, and I'm speaking kind of generally, but maybe this reflects to you, Ange, as well, but if abundance is kind of one area that is not fully saturated and coming through and feeling really good for you, that's the first rabbit. Because once you have abundance, you release the stress, which might be causing some health distortions, right? You feel confident, which will then affect your relationships and ability to attract relationship. So all of it really starts there as the first rabbit, if you will, as foundation. And yet, at the same time, the precursor to that, in order to create the abundance, is self-love. So if you're still in a space of not fully knowing who you are and loving yourself fully, I would say work on the I love yous. Put your hand on your heart, I love you, right? Look in the mirror and eye gaze at yourself, I love you. Look at yourself with full surrender to knowing there is an aspect of you that is beyond this form. This is just your instrument. This is just your body vehicle. This is just your, Civic or Maserati, your choice, however you're treating your body. But my point is, this is just your vehicle. But the truth of who you are is what is driving the car, what is animating it, and that is your soul. And the love that you are exists there. So if you're still believing something that your parents told you or others told you that is making you dim your light, making you feel less than, not knowing who you truly are at the level of your heart, that is the first rabbit, of course, getting into that. And that is the work. And it takes time. But we're here. We have many, many teachers on the planet today, including myself, who coach people, empower people to know these truths, right? These truths that are self-evident. And I want to say that I'm really blessed to be here with all of you, and thank you for tuning in and sharing this time and light with me. And all of the angels, all of the angelic light stream that is always transmitting, broadcasting, if you will, to you. And it's just up to you to tune in. Take this time to tune in. So thank you guys. Thank you for allowing me as the Hug Angel to give you a big virtual hug, right? And if you want to learn more, thehugangel.com. AngelicAcademy.com, StephanieLodge.com. All roads kind of commingle and coagulate within. themselves. They kind of cross-promote. But I also want to say there's something really exciting I want to announce called Angelic Summit. AngelicSummit.com is my new baby, my new project that I'm birthing into the world. And I already have some wonderful teachers coming on board. We're looking at some beautiful people to join us in a council of 12, as well as some additional emerging angels who are here to basically share more of these types of teachings of energy, right? Frequency, vibration, consciousness, about communicating what we are needing to know right now on the planet today to step into a more higher elevated state. And it's going to culminate with a beautiful meditation, a global meditation I'm calling Elevate Diamond Earth, to bring us into that diamond transparent, strong, valued state as a whole, right? And so that collective vision, that collective intention is going to be the final day of the summit. It is an online virtual summit that's free to you. You can join at AngelicSummit.com. And there'll be more announcements coming soon, so I highly recommend getting our newsletter. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who shares and gets the word out about the summit. Nominate your favorites. If you have a favorite teacher that has been guiding you, a mentor or light leader or light luminary, that you feel resonates with high frequency and really pure, clear, beautiful messaging that needs and deserves to be heard and seen in the world, I highly recommend nominating them at AngelicSummit.com. You'll find the form right on the front page. Nominations are open till November 1st, my birthday, as it turns out. Also the Celtic New Year and All Saints Day. Lots going on that November 1st date. But I would like to say, get the word out. So share this video, share any of the AngelicSummit.com posts, or actually you'll find it at the Angelic Summit on Instagram, or Angelic Summit 2020, I believe. Yeah, something like that on Facebook. If you type in Angelic Summit, you'll find us. And what I would also like to say is, if you are in Los Angeles and would like to do more of this kind of work, learn more about the way of the Magdalene and the angelic Magdalene levels of frequency, you can come to my first Angel Hug Yoga workshop. Not a lot of yoga, I'll be honest, not a lot of pretzel positions and any of that, so much as breath work, energy work, learning a lot about this instrument, and experiencing specifically 4 different types of hugs, and some definite connection to others, because that's the whole idea. You know, there's so much in this world right now that's disconnecting us. Our technology kind of keeps us internal. I want to get people really connected heart to heart. So that's why I'm creating Angel Hug Yoga. So you can find information on that as well on thehugangel.com and here on Facebook. I think that's it. I think that's all my announcements. If you missed them from the beginning, I just wanted to kind of resurface them and kind of realign everybody to those. And thank you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Saturday. Until next time, until we find ourselves back in this angelic light stream together, I am Stephanie Lodge, the Hug Angel. I leave you, I love you, and bless you in all ways. Thanks for watching. Bye.